Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Listen, welcome to the channel. Today we have this very interesting video, and it's titled CNN and MSNBC silent on 15 black teenagers beating white students to death at Las Vegas high school. Awesome. So it's no news about this, and yeah, I saw this on social media and I've decided to check this one out to hear what Greg from the Black Conservative Perspective I've got to say on this one. Let's check it out.
Heartbroken father shares his outrage.
Tonight, in a one-on-one interview, the dad of this Rancho High School student beaten to death, allegedly by his own classmates, shares what his family is going through and the justice they're seeking, as no arrests have been made so far.
Fox News' Kim Passoff joins us live now near the school with the latest from the family.
Jonathan Lewis gave his son the same name, never imagining that he would outlive him. But the 17-year-old's life was cut short after school one day earlier this month. His father has seen a viral video that Fox 5 will not be showing that beating, allegedly at the hands of fellow students.
I saw a couple seconds of this video on accident, and these kids are just like, it's just like lunacy. I can't even just imagine how it ever even comes to this.
Jonathan Lewis says his family is still in shock,
Indeed.
Trying to process 17-year-old Jonathan, an aspiring artist with a huge heart, is gone.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about what is a very disturbing video that is floating around on the internet of a young man by the name of Jonathan Lewis getting beat.
Let's talk about this for a moment. 17-year-old teen beaten by his classmates. Like, I need to know the reason why they beat him up that would result to this. 15 people. That is wickedness and is insane. Wow. Only for the oh my God. Let's go on, please.
Getting beat to death near a high school out in Las Vegas by 15 teenagers who happen to be black. Now, again, this video going viral would be a national news story in the sense that there would be wall-to-wall media coverage. MSNBC, CNN, all of the mainstream liberal media outlets would be covering it had the roles been reversed in regards to race. That is true. Obvious. Okay, Democrats would be boohoo, whining, crying, throwing a fit. You had a story where 15 white students jumped a black student, they would have called it a modern day lynching. Okay, there would be rage, there would be protests in the street, people will be, and
that is the absolute truth, because I don't understand how people would make everything about race, but to make it that a particular group of people's life matters more than another group of people. Now, just like what Greg have said here, if the roles were reversed, then you hear all of the media outlets painting it to say this about it, say this, and you hear the woke mob, Black Lives Matter, all of them hanging out with their flags and everything, protesting, disrupting the peace of the environment. But of course, it's their own people that have done this. Nobody is saying anything. Nobody has said anything about this. It don't make sense. It honestly doesn't. How are we moving to this level of wickedness? Or how are people moving into this level of wickedness? Hi, God. Let's go on.
Street. People will be destroying property, okay, over this. However, with this story right here, you don't see it on MSNBC.
Exactly.
You don't see it on CNN. You see a few articles here and there from some of the mainstream liberal media outlets in regards to this incident happening. But you don't have the wall-to-wall coverage that you would see if the roles were reversed. In fact, the mainstream liberal media outlets that do decide to cover it always cover it with an agenda. And I pointed this out before. Look at the headlines here. This is from NBC. Okay, when the black teenager got shot by the white man for going to the wrong house, they make it very clear this is racial, right? They're gonna play up the race aspect here.
Yes.
Okay? Look at this. Look at this headline: white man who shot black teenager who went to wrong house will stand trial, judge orders. Now, when it comes to this Las Vegas teenager, look at the headline here. Same outlet: Las Vegas teen dies after being attacked by 15 people while defending friend, father says. Yeah. So again, the real headline should be: white Las Vegas teen dies after being attacked by
15
black teenagers or black people while defending friend, father says. Now, again, if the media was consistent, that would be the headline. Either that.
Absolutely true. God bless you, Mr. Greg, for this, because absolutely true. The emphasis of laying it to say because is involved a white man and a black person is a victim, then you see the emphasis of race. But when it's involved 15 black people over attacking a white person, you don't hear the race card, you don't hear the color, you just hear teen or teen, 17-year-old teen by 15 people, attacked by 15 people. So what is the narrative? This is the point where you would hear black privilege. If this is not black privilege, then I don't know what it is. But yeah, let's go on.
Either that or the headline where the black person is the victim, you wouldn't have the racialization of it. But they always racialize it when blacks are the victims.
Yes.
When whites are the victims, all of a sudden now, let's not talk about race, right? We don't want to have a race conversation anymore. It's incredible how that works. However, I will say, News Nation actually does a good job of covering this story in the way that the rest of the mainstream liberal media should be covering the story. And I want to react to this because the father of the 17-year-old who was beaten up is speaking out. The 17-year-old unfortunately lost his life after he was defending a friend who got thrown in the trash can after he confronted some bullies who had stole something from him. And then Jonathan, who's a hero in this situation, tried to defend his friend by confronting the bullies who was going after his friend. And then those bullies ended up jumping Jonathan and beating him to death. Which, again, mysteriously, none of these people, okay, the people that are involved in beating Jonathan to death has been arrested by police. And I think we all kind of know why. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Videos.
So this, now nobody would see this as a problem. This is the problem, and this is a huge problem. If we keep going on like this, where blacks can do no wrong, then that is the problem. That is the problem. It just don't make sense at all. But yeah, let's go on.
This video is hard to watch, but you need to. Young man tried to save his friend from a bunch of bullies he paid with his life. This is video of the attack. The dozen or so kids beat Jonathan Lewis to death. And as I said, don't look away. Don't change the channel. Because Jonathan deserves justice. His father reports the gang attacked when he tried to protect a smaller kid that had been robbed and thrown in a trash can by the gang.
Somebody was laying on the ground and they were like out of commission and incapacitated. And right in that parking lot, I saw somebody getting chest compressions and CPR. The police came, ambulance, fire truck.
And almost 2 weeks later now, police haven't arrested anybody.
Again, why is that?
Exactly.
Why is that? 2 weeks, police haven't arrested anybody. Again, why? Right? Usually in a situation like this, police are arresting the suspects and bringing them in at least for questioning.
Questioning, yes.
I mean, like, it's on video. It's on video. You know who did it. You see who did it. But yet police are doing nothing. Now, again, I was told that this systemically racist country always goes after black people anytime they commit crimes. They always throw the book at black folks. However, in 2023, it seems like you're more likely to get away with a crime if you happen to be black. Because again, in a situation like this, imagine if the roles were reversed, if police did not arrest the white students who beat a black student to death, do you think that people would stand for police not arresting the suspects? I'm just saying. Again, it's mighty strange that police have not made any arrests despite what is a murder being caught on camera.
This is insane. It just don't make sense to even hear that he's an hero or he was trying to defend somebody and they jumped on him. Like, if this is not racism, I don't know what to call it, because this right here is wickedness. 15 black kids. No, it's not okay. It's never okay. for people to gang up against somebody, 15 people to gang up against one person, is never okay. It won't be okay. This is sad. But yeah, let's go on.
It's right there.
It's on video. It'd be easy right now to say it's an all-black mob beating a white kid.
Well, it is, right? That's exactly what it is. And again, because that's what it is, that's why you're seeing the response or lack of response, the lack of reaction to it from the mainstream liberal media, from Democrats who, again, if the roles were reversed, there would be race riots. People would be out in the streets in full force demanding that these individuals be arrested that committed this horrible act, okay? And they be talking about how systemically racist the country is.
Yes.
But again, we're not having any conversations about so-called systemic racism in this situation because, again, it doesn't fit the narrative. You could argue, you could probably make some arguments based off, you know, some of the things we've seen from the left in regards to what they're trying to push with diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda, that maybe, just maybe, there is some systemic racism in this country. It's just not going in the direction that the liberal media likes to frame it. And Democrats. I'm just saying.
If it had been a white mob beating a black kid, well, then Kamala Harris would personally be prosecuting the case.
Facts.
In Nevada. But there is a deeper problem here. And that's what we want to talk about with Jonathan Lewis Sr. That's Jonathan's dad. We appreciate you being here, Jonathan. I'm really sorry about your son. It's clear you raised him right if he was stepping in to try to stand up for another young child.
Indeed, it goes to show that he was actually raised right to stand up to defend another kid. Now that is just it, humanity. But of course, it goes to show that some people don't even value other people's life, that they don't even care to take it. Oh God, nah, this is crazy. Let's go on.
What is it about him that made him want to do that, you think?
Well, my family's full of veterans. My dad's a retired Navy Special Ops master diver, and my grandfather's a highly decorated World War II veteran, multiple Purple Hearts, and I grew up my whole life wanting to serve in the military. I joined the military the day I turned 18, and I think that Jonathan just knew the great strength of love. You know, that's what we teach in our family, that love is the greatest strength, and we protect our family members and care for one another and have a deep sense of community. And I think that just inspired him to do so.
Any idea why it's taken police so long? You've got the videotape. As we know from the law, you don't have to be the one to deal the fatal blow. If you're part of a gang that attacks somebody and somebody dies, you get arrested for murder. That's just the way it works. Why is it taking so long?
Well, we know why it's taking so long, because they're black, right? That's why it's taking so long. It's because they are black, because it doesn't fit the narrative. That's why it's taking so long. And let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it real.
Exactly.
Had this situation been reversed, there would be so much outrage. The police would be forced. They will be forced to go and make arrests. They will have to.
But is this supposed to be so? Now, when you hear people talk about white privilege and you hear them say, oh, there is white privilege, you believe there is white privilege, but in this context, this is what black privilege is. Because, of course, it doesn't fit the media's narrative. So all they have to do is make it look like, oh, blacks can do no wrong. So, of course, it don't make sense. It doesn't. I mean, I don't understand how people are now moving to the point where is race over humanity. Let's go on.
They will be forced to go and make arrests. They will have to, or else they'd be called racist, right? I'm just saying.
Well, I'm in close contact with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's Detective Division, and they are working very diligently. They haven't given me a reason why they haven't made an arrest yet, but they do have, there's other videos that are not released to the public, just so that you're aware of that. And exactly what occurred was that Jonathan was actually attacked first by a few kids, and they couldn't beat him up because he was so strong. And then so all the other kids joined in and beat him to death after that.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. I'm just stunned. You think the police are dragging their feet for some reason? I can't figure it out.
Well, I can tell you that I've had sat down and have meetings with these detectives, and they're very highly efficient at their work. I think that there's a lot of other unique factors involved. Unfortunately, the school went and gathered up some of these kids, and even though they were told not to, and I think that they were just trying to help, but it ended up causing a lot of problems. So the investigation got more complex.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm so sorry, and I know you raised your son right in a really incredible way, and I'm thankful that there are people like him out there.
Yes.
Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. And I just hope that the community can kind of come together and find a sense of peace and love for each other.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Facts. All those 15 teenagers, bullies, agents of chaos, thugs, right? Whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they should be arrested and charged with murder. They should have the book thrown at them. They should be locked up, and we shouldn't throw away the key, because again, if you're gonna beat up somebody to the point of death and not know when to stop, you shouldn't be a part of normal, regular, everyday society.
Exactly.
I get it. Kids get in fights, things happen, right? But there's a difference between having a little fight, okay, and then escalating the fight to the point of savagery, which is what happened there. That was a moment of savagery.
Yeah.
Okay, all of those students that participated in beating up that kid were savages. That is savage behaviors that we cannot have in our society.
Yes.
So, we'll have to follow up on this story, see if the police actually do their jobs. Hopefully they will, after they get some pressure to actually do their jobs. And I hope all 15 of the bullies that were involved in this, again, I hope that they're charged with the fullest extent of the law. They're locked up for life and throwing away the key, right? We can't have any tolerance for this type of behavior.
Yes.
Again, it's just a shame that this is not getting the coverage it deserves, simply because, again, it doesn't fit the racial narrative that the media likes. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.
Well. This right here is everything wrong. There is no way this should be okay. Regardless of the race, regardless of it, it shouldn't be okay. For the fact that 15 black kids jumped on one white kid and it resulted to death, they should spend the rest of their lives in jail, and there should be no compromise, because yes, we understand, we can all justify it to say, oh, but they didn't know. We should not give room for compromise, because if we make this okay, therefore others will see this and follow suit and think it is okay. There is no way in the book this is okay. It is never okay. It will not be okay. Talk about black privilege. This is black privilege, and it don't make sense, because now you see that they are prioritizing some group of people's lives over others. It don't make sense, because of course, if the roles were reversed, you would hear all in the internet, all of the mainstream media would cover it. Then the woke mob would go about destroying things, people's properties, people's things, all because something happened to a black person. It's never okay. It should not be okay. We should not be condoning or supporting this type of behavior. I feel so sad for the family, and I hope they get the justice that they deserve. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment down below. What are your thoughts about this so far? I really love your honest contribution to this. You can share other useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.